Friends, family, fellow students, welcome to the second annual Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism's commencement. I know the CUNY J School was founded in 2006, but there was a whole name change thing, and so now we're the second class to graduate as the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism at CUNY. We love writing that in emails. Thanks to Mr. Craig Newmark. I'd like to begin by thanking those at this school who made this day possible. Chancellor Felix Matos Rodriguez, members of the Foundation Board, and all of those who support Newmark J, thank you. Dean Sarah Bartlett, thank you for your leadership in making a lot of what we do at this school possible. Associate Dean Andy Mendelson, thank you for always being there to answer our questions and for geeking out to Lord of the Rings with me. To the Newmark J School faculty and staff, this place would not be what it is without you. Thank you. Applaud them. And I know we're all very grateful to our parents, family members, and anyone who came out here today to join us at this very important moment in our lives. Finally, I'd like to thank my fellow students, the class of 2019. You guys, I feel so honored to have been chosen to represent you on this stage today. Recently, I was reading an article on a study about how grad school is one of the toughest and most emotionally draining experiences people go through, and I have to say, J School did not disappoint. And there was no better place that captured this whole process than the newsroom. The newsroom saw everything. There were times of panic, times of severe stress, times where we contemplated sneaking alcohol inside to deal with the panic and stress, and there were tears, so many tears. And a lot of times, that stress and those tears led to late-night newsroom shenanigans, like when the audio nerds, not naming names, would go around creating audio pieces on people's socks, or when your photo friend pulled you out of your seat to become their muse or last-minute prop. But hey, the payment was usually in beer, so not really complaining. Despite the stress and occasional procrastination, well, a lot of procrastination, the newsroom saw what it was designed to do: create amazing journalism. Every day, I saw how hard all of you worked to develop brilliant stories that not only showcased your background and experience, but also the skills you've gained at this school. And most importantly, I saw how all of you pushed to make sure people were heard and how you fought so that people's stories were told. Each and every one of you in this room has the gift of tenacity, something that every journalist has to have in order to do their job well. I had the privilege of seeing you cover immigration, incarceration, public housing, displacement. I also saw you cover climate change, tech, business, and lighter and just as important things like music, fashion, and food. Day after day, I saw some of the most talented, skilled, and hardworking group of people do their best to produce fantastic stories. And as I was writing the speech, the resilience of my class was always present. And when I think about resilience, I couldn't help but wonder, as Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City used to say, what is it that makes us so strong and capable? Is it our backgrounds? Our strength comes from our experiences. In J School, I discovered a strength in a way I could never imagine. Growing up in Puerto Rico, I learned a thing or two about what it's like to be a second-class citizen. Not as a woman, but because no matter how many times people describe us as a United States territory, I personally felt we were treated as a colony. Moving to the United States to pursue a master's degree has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I had never lived outside of Puerto Rico before enrolling at Newmark J. Many say I'm lucky because I'm white or barely have an accent, but I prefer to describe it as privilege. Puerto Rico is currently a mess, crippled by a massive financial crisis and a devastating hurricane. Yet I am privileged to be one of the lucky ones who can pursue their educational and professional goals, unlike many of my fellow Puerto Ricans. It hasn't been easy to be a Puerto Rican studying in the US. I've been asked why my English is so good, or what are the best tacos in the city, or when I receive a certain look when people learn where I'm from. Pity. I've found, however, that my experiences from being born on the most beautifully messed up place on the planet has provided me with invaluable experience that I can use to make my journalism even better. Other sources of strength? Our families, whether biological or chosen, or a little bit of both, our families are those who push us to do our best while calling us out. Most of us would not be here if we didn't have those shoulders to cry on about deadlines or expectations or about how we're not good enough, even though that's completely and totally BS. And then I look across this room and I realize, wow, that was tough, but we survived. And I can't help but admire even those who are here and did it all with outside commitments, including wives or husbands or partners, and even more amazing, while raising children. People like Lucky, who has been pregnant twice, and still managed to complete everything thanks to the support of her partner, her family, and Skype. Or Maggie, who obtained her MA while balancing a spunky toddler and working in her second language, on top of all the other things she had to do. So my hat goes off to you, the parents of this school, Lucky, Maggie, Lucas, Jeff, Rosemary, Vanessa, Brenda, Modu, Len, and Florence, Chantal, and anyone else that I might have forgotten or was unaware of. You guys are superheroes. So yeah, the study I mentioned said that grad school is the hardest thing that some people go through, but I think the fact that we did it makes it that much more fulfilling. Newmark J prides itself on its diversity. It's not just a statistic. It's clear and visible when you walk into school. And those students aren't just numbers on a page or something to boast about at college fairs, which I'm sure they do. It makes me so proud to walk into school and not only see a lot of melanin in different degrees, shapes, and sizes, but also hear a variety of languages and accents. Newmark J provides a rare opportunity to let people from all kinds of communities in the US and other countries produce journalism because of where they're from, not despite of it. I'm proud to be here with you today with the clear goal of diversifying newsrooms, not for the sake of diversity, but for the sake of journalism. And in times like these, when our very profession is being targeted by hate and misinformation, we need to stand together, strong, and fight back with knowledge and truth, and maybe a couple of angry Twitter threads. As my time here draws to a close, I can't get off this stage without thanking a very special group, the Spanish language program, and the person who leads that charge, Graciela Mochkovsky. Because although I'm here for all of you, I'm especially proud to represent them today. So if you'll excuse me, I'm about to say some words in Spanish, and you can look up the translation when the speech is published later on. Queridos amigos, no tienen idea lo que me enorgullece estar aquí arriba por ustedes. Hoy más que nunca, nuestras voces son sumamente importantes en los medios. Desde la presidencia nos están diciendo que no valemos, que somos malos, y añádanle eso como nos trata la gente, hasta los más liberales. Por eso, nos toca a nosotros refutar esos conceptos y contar nuestras historias y las historias de las personas que no tienen el privilegio de estar aquí como nosotros hoy. Los amo y estoy tan, pero tan orgullosa de ustedes. Okay. Back to English. Many people feel that when someone is speaking another language, they're being talked about, but so for the record, it wasn't talking about you. I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to stand here and speak to you all, especially my classmates. In the 2001 romantic comedy and all-around classic movie, Legally Blonde, feminist icon Elle Woods addresses her class at Harvard and says the following words: "We did it." So my fellow graduates, we did it!